Welcome back, my clever home buyer. So I know that when I talked about placing an offer in module 4, I spent a bit of time talking about a lot of the questions to ask when placing an offer. So you're at the open home and they're saying all offers to be placed by 4 o'clock on Monday, for example, or by end of business on the 17th, that sort of thing. And so you're at the open home. And so it's really opportune right now to ask some of these questions about, so how do I place the offer? What do you do with my offer? What's the process? Is there a deadline for the offers to be submitted? When is it? What terms would be most attractive to the seller? Like, just get an understanding of the sales agent's process while you're at the open home. For two reasons. One, you get an understanding of the process. Two, is that you're asking the sales agent these questions and you're getting your face in front of them. You're developing a relationship with them. The rapport is building and you are leaving a memory in their mind so that when they're speaking with you on the phone later, they have a positive memory about that, not a negative one. So you will be courteous, respectful. You will say that you are serious. You won't disclose any information about your budget or how much you love the street. And oh my gosh, the children are just going to love the swimming pool and it's so close to their school. Let's keep the emotional background information out of it. We just need to get across the fact that you're serious, your finance is organized, and you want to be treated seriously. And you need to leave that memory with the sales agent and with a nice taste in their mouth as opposed to a negative taste in their mouth, if you know what I mean. It's got to be positive memory. So that's why we ask those questions at the open home to find out more information about how to submit the offer, making an offer. So you did ask some preliminary questions at the open home. And in a fast-paced market, you need to be ready to make an offer immediately. It might be that the home only had 2 showings and you're at the second one because you couldn't make the first one because you had a different open home. You're at the second one and it's offers in by 4 o'clock tomorrow or something like that, okay? Hence, we do all the planning up front. We've already got our conveyancer sorted. We already know a building and pest inspector who's likely to be available. In a fast-paced market, you need to be ready to make an offer immediately, especially if it's a popular location or a perfect home. Agents may request that you fill in a place an offer form and send a photo of it or send it by text or email, or you can even hand it to them at the next open home. You can even just send an email with the information that was, I'll just get one of those forms. Shot them back. So long as you send an email that still has all that information in it, that's fine. It has room at the bottom of it for signatures, but you don't need to sign it either. It's not a commitment. It's not a contract. It's an expression of what you want to pay for the home and the conditions under which you would purchase it. So that's one way to submit an offer, is using this form, and they have these forms available on the websites. They'll email you or text you the link, you click on it and you can fill it out on your computer or on your phone. That's that way. We will also talk about the other way of placing an offer, and that is on a signed contract. And you might think, what? I'll explain all of that to you. So I already spoke to you about building rapport with the sales agent, and so that's important. And a good book is Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's just an easy read and it just really gives you simple go-tos for developing a good relationship with people. And so that's what I would encourage you to do with the sales agent. So negotiations start from the very first interaction with the sales agent. Don't forget that, right up through until the contract is signed, and even after the contract signed, right up until settlement. Okay, next page. So there's 2 options, like I said, about placing an offer. The first one is that offer form, and it's the cheapest and the most common and most convenient process, okay? It just doesn't have the same weight as signing a contract of sale and submitting your offer that way. Let the sales agent know that you want to make an offer. Ask the sales agent what the deadline is. Ask them how they want you to place the offer. We always recommend that you place your offer in writing, as A verbal offer holds no weight at all. They don't have to accept it, and they certainly don't have to mention it to the seller. Ask the sales agent what they will do with your offer once they have received it. And in a busy market, a sales agent might just give you a one-sentence answer because they don't know if you're going to place the offer. If you do place the offer, they don't know how serious you are and if it's going to have terms that will be favorable to the seller and if it's going to be enough. So you need to leave a mark in their memory when you meet them with smiley face. Say their name. All of the things that you do to build rapport. So send an email to the sales agent with your offer amount. You can send a text, you can send an email, you can scan the form and send it, you can photograph the offer form and send it. The offer form will require your full legal name. And the reason for that is that if your offer is successful, they take that full legal name and plop it on the contract. So you'll need your full legal name and everything else has to be easy to read and understand so they can transfer it onto the contract accurate. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake though, because then you get to see the contract. Your conveyancer will check your details are correct on the contract. And then contact the sales agent to ensure they received your offer. And not just to ensure they received your offer, but to continue developing that relationship with them and nurturing you want them to remember you and to want to deal with you if there are multiple offers and yours might not even be the best one. But if you explain to them when you're talking to them at the open home that you are flexible with your negotiations, we're willing to negotiate, we're going to place an offer, but we're very open to negotiations, that's going to work in your favor. So that's how to place an offer on a home, option 1, using the form. The other option, as I mentioned, is my recommended process, and that's to place your offer on the signed contract of sale. It is very difficult for a seller who has a signed contract in front of them, or they've sold the house if they just sign it as well. They've sold the house, not having to do much else than that. So it's very tempting. This process does take a little longer. However, and also you've committed, if you've just fill out a place an offer form, you haven't signed anything, you haven't committed to anything. But if a seller has a signed contract, they know you've committed, they just sign it too, and the house is sold, more or less. So ask the sales agent for a contract, send the contract to your conveyance. That's the reason why I ask you to have your conveyancer set up from the beginning, develop a relationship with your conveyancer so you know their processes and how to make sure that you can get that contract in front of them quickly. Let your conveyancer know how much you'd like to offer, how much you'd like to pay for the deposit, how long you will need to arrange for your lender to approve your loan, how long your building and pest inspector needs, if you want any added special conditions on your contract. You might be thinking, I don't really know what special conditions to add. Well, there are other videos that talk about that in case you've just suddenly started watching this one. Your conveyancer will send you a link so you can sign the contract online and then send the signed contract to the sales agent. Then contact the sales agent to ensure they received your offer. Always communicating, always keeping that line of communication flowing. And if at any point in time you have a concern, ask the sales agent. If at any point in time you're confused or you're worried that things have stalled, you don't know what's going on, ask the sales agent. Don't sit back and trust in that the last text they sent you was that they were drawing up the contract. That means nothing. Ask them. It's been an hour. I haven't heard from you. What's going on? Because they may well have started negotiations with someone else. Tell the sales agent that if they receive an offer that is at a level that the seller is willing to accept, could they please let you know so that you can reply to the agent in writing with a counteroffer. The contract can still be negotiated. Create a negotiation strategy to use if the seller wants to counter your offer or ask you to raise your offer. So that's the 2 ways that you can place an offer. Option 1, using the form that the sales agent gives you or gives you the link to fill. And getting your conveyancer on board and signing the contract that the sales agent gives you. A contract holds much more weight than an offer form. I hope that was helpful.